Welcome back, everybody. Rodrigo here with another episode of Asheville Real Estate News. Today, it's just me and you, and welcome. Today, we're going to be talking about the Q3, quarter three numbers in Buncombe County and in Henderson County as far as what's happened, what's closed, what's active, and where things are going, maybe. We'll see kind of how far we get down that conversation. We're going to start in Buncombe County, and we're going to be looking at three categories for Buncombe and Henderson County. We're going to look at what closed during quarter three, what's currently under contract, and what's currently active. This is as of the morning of today's October the 15th, so as of the morning of October the 15th. And then we're going to do the same thing for Hendersonville, or Henderson County. We're going to do whatever is active, what are under contract, and then what closed in Q3 for Henderson County as well. Just a couple of things to note. So Q3, that is July, August, and September. My apologies. So July, August, and September, those are the 3 months we're recapping today. And then that's going to be including the things that are closed. When we're talking about the things that are active or under contract, that's current market conditions as far as, again, today, October the 15th. So we're going to get into that. When we say under contract, just want to clarify some terms. That means that's a property that was listed for sale and it's currently pending. In other words, there's a contract on the property with the intent to close. It doesn't mean it has closed. And then when we look at the things that have closed in the last 3 months, those are properties that have gone, active on the market and have 100% gone through the full market cycle as far as being closed. So let's start with Buncombe County. This is all encompassing, so it's not necessarily going to be very specific for neighborhoods or market pockets, etc. This is everything in Buncombe County. So keep in mind, this is including information that can go from, Sandy Mush to Black Mountain, Swannanoa area, down to the Aren area, Fairview, etc. So it's kind of going to be all over the place, but it's just going to give you an interesting feel for things. So total closed transactions for Buncombe County was at 924. So 924 transactions closed. The total volume of that was $351 million, which actually I was really surprised when I read that and I was like, wow, $351 million plus. Average sale price was $380,000 and the average days on market was 54. There's something else to note. During that time frame, 83 properties that were in Buncombe County actually expired. So what does that mean? They listed, they were on the market, and eventually nobody decided to buy them, or the seller and buyer couldn't agree to an offer, and so they went off the market, nobody closed on them. So there's 83 instances of that happening over the last 3 months. The average price for those listings was $687,000. which tells me that they were higher priced properties that didn't move. And then the average days on market, again, it's actually really high. It's 240 compared to the 54 that you saw for the closed transactions. So that's where we're at for Buncombe County as far as what's closed. So let's look at what's going on a little bit right now. And shuffling papers like a reporter here to make sure that I give you guys the most accurate information and don't misquote anything. All right, so what do we have right now? So under contract properties in Buncombe County are divided into two different categories. It's under contract show and under contract no show. The difference is pretty explanatory. Under contract show is that the seller and the listing agent have agreed that they want people to continue to look at the property even though it's under contract. Under contract no show is that the seller and the listing agent do not want to have anybody else look at the property while it's under contract. So this is where we're at. As of right now, there are 1,427 active listings in Buncombe County. There are 75 that are under contract no show and 413 that are under contract show. So doing a little bit of quick math here, that means there's a total of 488 properties that are under contract versus the 1,427 that are active. The average days on market, and I always like to look at that, I think it's a cool stat just to be aware of. The active properties average day on market is 126. The average days on market for the under contracts no show are 48, and the average day on contract or days on market for the under contract show are 70. So again, this is just giving you a feel for things. It's not necessarily science. It's not going to be anything specific because Buncombe County is big and there's a lot of price differences and a lot of variations that can happen from the north end of the county to the south end of the county, etc. So, we're going to get into that a little bit as far as looking at things in Hendersonville or Henderson County as well. Average price for everything is, the lowest average price is $379,000, and that's for properties that are under contract and show, which in my mind makes sense. That makes sense. And then the average days on market, when you look at the average days on market for active properties and including the properties that are under contract, is 111, whereas in Buncombe County closed transactions for Q3, it was a little lower, 69. So it appears that the numbers are telling us that things are on the market a little bit longer than they had been, or they're staying a little bit longer than they had been during Q3 in the first couple of weeks of Q4. All right, so Henderson County. Again, we're gonna kind of do a very similar breakdown of everything. Henderson County closed transactions. We had 512 transactions that closed. Average price of those transactions was $306,000. Average days on market was 49. And we also had 40 transactions that expired, or 40 listings that expired. And the average price of those listings is $519,000. And the average days on market are 242 days. So again, the things that have expired, apparently, if you look at these numbers, appear to have been things that have been a lot higher numbers. So pricier properties on the higher end of the market versus maybe lower end or medium range properties as far as pricing goes. So where does that leave us? Right now, we've got 643 active properties in Henderson County, and the average days on market for those is 130. Now we're gonna do a little bit of math and do the under contract. So we got 58 plus 186, that brings us to a total of 244 properties that are currently under contract in Henderson County. And the difference is 58 are under contract no show, and then 186 that are under contract and show. Average price is actually really similar between the under contract properties. It's 337 and 324 respectively for no show and show. The days on market for the active properties are 130, and the same thing with under contracts. They're a little bit lower at 65 and 56 respectively again. So it's interesting. If you look at the things that have closed in in Henderson County during July, August, and September of this year, 2018, they had an average day of market of 49, and everything that's active right now, the average days on market is 130. So it's very similar to what we saw in Buncombe County as far as there being a little bit of a discrepancy between what happened, how long properties were on the market in Q3 versus what's happened so far very early Q4. So just a couple of things to just keep in mind. Hope that those numbers were helpful to you all. Let us know. This was kind of a quick rundown, some very straight math, not necessarily the most exciting stuff unless you're a little bit of a numbers guy or gal, and just wanted to share that information with you all. We are going to do another one of these at the end of the year, and then we'll do something very similar at the beginning of 2019 that we did this year, which is kind of a market update mashup, reaching out to different people who are here in the area, kind of give their opinions on what happened in 2018 and what might be happening in 2019. So if you want to be included in that, or if you know somebody who would be a good fit for that, let us know. Let us know in the comments, or send us a DM on Instagram or on Facebook, and we'd love to connect with you all or connect with whoever that might be. So thanks for tuning in. Guys, this was another episode. Asheville Real Estate News. Do us a huge favor. Go out there, leave us a message on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, subscribe, and let us know how we're doing. Looking forward to seeing everybody once again at our meetup first week of November, and that's going to be the first Wednesday, as a reminder, everybody. First Wednesday of November. All right, y'all. This is Rodrigo. Take care. Have a good afternoon.